what is the effect of growth on valuation? Typical valuations take an average of earnings and then, depending on the sector in which the business is, multiplies it to arrive at a valuation. So commonly you'll see 2 times EBIT, or earnings before interest and tax, 4 times or 6 times. However, growth should influence the EBIT multiple. So a company that's growing at 10% or 20%, you would expect to have a much higher multiple. When we look at net present value formulas, which are discounted net earnings over future periods, we get a much better idea of the influence of growth on the valuation. So for example, if we have a 10% cumulative growth rate year on year, this should have the effect of doubling the value of the company. If it's a 20% cumulative growth rate year on year, it should have the effect of multiplying the valuation by a factor of 5. Now, quite clearly, we don't see these valuations coming through as the norm based on EBIT multiples. But when you move to a net present value based valuation, it's much easier to do these calculations. If you've got evidence that shows that your business has future growth potential, and that growth potential is reasonably certain, then you're much better to use a net present value formula to derive your valuation than to use an industry standard EBIT multiple. Growth really does count when it comes to increasing the valuation, and this is certainly one way to get a much higher premium on sale. Then if you take into account potential growth, that is growth that can be achieved by the buyer with perhaps more capability, more capacity and better funding, then providing you can get the business into a competitive bid, it is also possible for you to achieve a sale price which extracts some of the value of that potential growth into the price that you'll get on sale.